Welcome to this week's episode of Football Chaos. But before we jump into week 12, let me take you back and see how I did in week 11. In week 11, I went 10-5. Not too bad. It's a good winning record. The 5 games I did get wrong were the Jets versus Bills. The Jets can't win 2 games in a row. I've proven that again this week. I guess I should take that into considerations next time. The Lions lost to the Steelers. That was kind of an upset. Good for Packer fans, though. Redskins lose to the Eagles. The Redskins season is falling apart. There's some problems in the locker room. That's a tough one. I had faith in the Texans this week. Thought they'd win. They let me down. They're really tough to bet for. They lost to the Raiders. Then I had the Chargers beating the Dolphins. Did not see the Dolphins winning that one at all. I was kind of upset. But the Chargers, they've always been wishy-washy, so I guess you can't be completely surprised by it. But it is what it is. That brings me into my 3 wows. Nothing too spectacular out there. Bobby Rainey had a big coming out game for him. He had 163 yards on 30 carries and got 2 touchdowns. That was good for him. Next, Michael Floyd had a big receiving day. He got 193 yards, only on 6 catches and a touchdown. Good for him. And final, Big Ben finally comes out of the woodwork. Roethlisberger throws for 4 touchdowns on 367 yards passing. It was a good day for him to beat the Lions. And that brings me into week 12. Thursday night game, that's tonight. It's pretty much a no-brainer in my book and probably most people's books. However, it was supposed to be a big game at the beginning of the season. The Falcons have really just shut down. No one has any hope for them this year. So I have the Saints destroying the Falcons today. It's going to be a tough game for Falcon fans. That brings me into Sunday. We got the Ravens versus the Jets. The Jets just lost a game, which means they should win a game. However, I do not agree. I have the Ravens winning this one, mostly because it's at home. The Ravens, I think, will do better than the Jets when the Jets are on the road. Next game, we got Steelers versus Browns. It's another tough game. You can see it going both ways. But after a great performance last week against the Lions, I'm going to take the Steelers over the Browns this week. Next, the Lions versus the Buccaneers. Now, the Bucs have looked a lot better the last few weeks. They've gotten a couple wins under their belt. And the Lions did struggle last week against the Steelers and lost that game. However, I am going to pick the Lions over the Buccaneers this week. It's a tough decision. Hot team versus a cold team, but I am going to take the quote-unquote cold team, the Lions. Packer-Viking game, big rivalry game. Big game for the Packers to stay in the playoff hunt. It was a tough decision for me. I am picking the Packers. They are at home. And it's Christian Ponder, and he's only won 1 game against the Vikings in his against the Packers in his career. So I am going to pick the Packers to win this game. Hopefully they find a way to do it with Scott Tolzien. Next, we have the Texans versus Jaguars. Another tough game. I've lost all hope in the Texans. Jaguars are kind of looking better as the season progresses. I am taking Houston in this game just because they are at home. But it is a tough game, and I can see Jacksonville winning that game. Next, Chiefs versus the Chargers. It was supposed to be a big game, but after that loss against the Dolphins last week, you kind of question how good are the Chargers. They are easily beatable, quote-unquote, as they've been proven to lose to the Dolphins. And Chiefs also coming off their first loss this season. How are they going to respond? But they're coming home. I think that's the factor. Chiefs will not lose at home, and the Chiefs will take the Chargers here. Next, Panthers versus the Dolphins. Panthers get that lucky win on Monday night. Well, controversial win. I wouldn't say it's lucky. I did pick them to win. They are a good defensive team, and they can score the points. Cam Newton gets hot. He can score a lot of points. I do have the Dolphins losing this game to the Panthers, just because I think the Dolphins are no contest to almost anyone in the league. Yet they still found a way to beat the Chargers. So I have the Panthers. Next, we got the Bears versus the Rams. This is a tough game for me. The Rams have looked surprisingly better now that they got Zach Stacy running the ball. Their quarterback still isn't great since they've lost Bradford, sorry. But I am going to pick the Bears. I think McCown is a great backup quarterback. Can do a lot of things for the Bears and actually doesn't leave a big drop-off in the quarterback department from Cutler. So I am taking the Bears over the Rams here. Next, we have the Colts versus the Cardinals. I got the Colts winning this game. The Cardinals' defense is phenomenal. They are figuring some things out on offense. But I just think the Colts, when they want to win, Andrew Luck finds a way to win. And it's getting towards the end of the season, so they're definitely going to want to win to keep in that playoff hunt and get some home field games over the playoffs. So I am picking the Colts. Next, Raiders versus the Titans. Titans lose their quarterback. The Raiders kind of look good. Kind of. They find ways to win. That's about it. I am picking the Raiders in this one. I just don't know if the Titans can do it. They've struggled a lot with quarterback situations. Injuries have taken place. And the Raiders just find ways to win. So I'm picking the Raiders to win this game. Next, we have the Cowboys versus the Giants. Another big rivalry game. Giants are kind of getting hot. They're winning 3 in a row now. Cowboys just coming off a bye week. Should be a fun rematch from week 1. I do have the Cowboys winning this game, but it would be a decent contest to watch, and I think it will be a close game. The Broncos versus the Patriots. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. One's having a great season, one's struggling, but he's starting to figure some things out. They came off that rough loss on Monday night. I do have the Broncos winning this game. Peyton Manning is right now the better quarterback, no contest. And I just don't see the Patriots coming back and scoring as many points as the Broncos will put up. And the Monday night game goes to 49ers and Redskins. The 49ers are looking decent. They have had their struggles. They lost last week to a good Saints team. That's not a big issue for them. Doesn't hurt them much in the aspect of they're becoming a bad team. It is hurting them in the playoff race. They probably get the wild card spot now and not win the division, which means they'll have to play on the road. But I do have them winning this game. The Redskins are falling apart. They have some controversy. Who's the leader in the locker room? Who's trusting who? Quarterback and coaching decisions are not agreeing well. They don't like the play calling. This Redskins team is crumbling. It's a great media thing. Everyone's jumping on it. But they're done. Their season is done. It's going to come down to the Giants and the Eagles and the Cowboys. I'm actually finally saying someone is out of the playoff race in the East. Saying that are my picks. Hopefully that they keep going strong. I'm happy with 10-5 in the NFL. Anyone can win on any given Sunday. Hopefully you guys have a good week. So you know, fantasy sports people, deadlines are coming up tomorrow. Get those trades in if you want to make a big trade before the season's done. Make a nice playoff push. All right, you guys have a good week, and I will see you next week.